I had fun with my last 5 questions for atheists, so I'm gonna do another one. 5 questions from 2 Christians for atheists. Let's get these police started, shall we?
Hey YouTube, we're Christians and we have 5 questions for atheists. Hopefully this will help us better understand where you guys are coming from.
Okay.
Alright, let's get right to it. The first question is fairly common, but the answers are always interesting.
Question 1. What kind of evidence would it take for you to believe in God?
Not what would be a good start, but what evidence would actually convince you. And when we say God, we're talking about a mind which is all-loving, all-powerful, meaning he can do everything but the logically contradictory, all-knowing, and eternal.
I've got your answer for you. You ever seen the movie Bruce Almighty? Have God come to me like that and give me his powers for a frickin' week. Then I'll believe there's a God. That's not a starting point. That would absolutely 100%, no, 2 billion% to the 10th degree power, blah, 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 convince me that there is a God, that he exists, that doubt is in the negatives by billions and billions and billions and trillions, and, I'd 100% believe if God came to me and did like in the movie Bruce Almighty. That would definitely convince me. I would have no doubt at all. There would be nothing subject to interpretation or anything like that. I would believe with, undoubtedly. I would absolutely believe. I don't care if you think this is unreasonable or not. You asked, I answered.
Question 2. Is there anything that I can do that could possibly convince you that God exists?
Like, would any argument we could make have the potential to persuade you?
Question 3.
No! Unless you can come up with one I've never heard before and actually show proof and evidence and stuff like that to back up your claims. But how about this? Pray for the next big Powerball winning, get the number, send it to me, and you know what? Forget all arguments. I'm going to believe. I'm going to be thrown in with you two right there. You will have shown me that through the power of your prayer, you were able to get those winning numbers, and through your generosity, handed them straight over to your pal, somehow magic, and I'll believe in your God.
If you realized that an all-loving God existed, would you desire to have a relationship with him?
If you said yes to that question, would you want to have a relationship with him just to get into heaven, or for some other reason?
For some other reason. Be an interesting person to, compare cool magic tricks with. Not so much to be a freeloader. Interesting discussion and companionship kind of thing. I mean, you're going to need it if, you're going to be spending that kind of time with each other, having a whole eternity. You got to have something interesting to do just to establish a place of residence. It could get kind of boring. Let's keep going.
Question 4. Have you ever met a Christian who lives their life in such a way that it is clear that they really believe in an all-loving God?
Meaning they live a life which is impressively kind, loving, and selfless.
Well, sure I have. But that doesn't validate the claims of there being a God. I've actually met atheists who live their life in, the generous and kind and what have you. So none of that really counts for anything as far as I'm concerned. Because I've also met atheists who are big assholes. I'm one. Hi, how are you? Somehow magic, the atheist asshole. But I've also met quite a few religious folk. Not just Christian, not just Muslim, not just Jehovah Witness and stuff. We're all subject to being an ass. Continuing.
Question 5. Has the presence or lack of that type of Christian had any impact on your atheism?
Nope. None whatsoever. person's behavior is not proof of anything, whether or not, other than they're a jerk or they're really cool to be around. Doesn't validate the argument for any kind of proof of a deity or lack of. So, nope.
Feel free to make a video response and
Okay.
answer some or all of these questions. And as always, test everything, hold on to the good.
Okay. We're going to edit this part out. As soon as you get those winning lotto number tickets, send them right over to me. But I'm not in a hurry. We can wait for the pot to get a little bit larger. Thanks.